beautiful baskets and beautiful Mavericks. And I am the Dark Shadow Maverick. The Dark Shadow Maverick, the Dark Shadow Maverick. And welcome to finally part 2 of What If Naruto Was. Pretty much failed and became U3 / Izuku. Basically, the rundown on this. Probably for the first few parts of this What If, just to make sure you guys know what I'm talking about whenever I say the characters' names, I'm going to give a rundown. I, do it for all the parts. Don't really know. I don't really know yet. But I definitely do know starting out, I'm going to give rundowns so that you guys will understand what I'm free to say. At least, should understand. I think I'm good enough at explaining things. Anyways, basically, the first part, Naruto basically died. Before he basically died, well, he also fused with Kaguya, the Divine Tree, Shinju, basically Night, but the Ten Tails, Jubi. Basically fused. Also Black Zetsu as well, because Black Zetsu was there. He basically fused with everything. And now basically him coming back into the Pokemon world as what the scientists around him dubbed him to be U3, whenever there's honestly a different name calling towards him. That is before, Naruto decides to fully embrace another thing that is calling to him, which basically being the power of the chakra of Kurama. Basically, Izuku looking like I think it's shiny Mewtwo or green where the purple's supposed to be normally. Izuku, yeah, I guess you could say looking like shiny Mewtwo. Well, the scientist called Mew3. Now, basically, the other name, the one that was starting to call towards him, Naruto, presenting himself as Izuku Midoriya. And basically knowing that he is in yet another world as well. Yes, first he goes, and then goes into another world, and then goes into another world. Yeah, it's been quite a trick for Naruto. And then he decides that once he's, gained all this power, he is the most powerful freaking Pokemon. So, yeah. Basically, Naruto basically has decided that, it all shouldn't just be one thing. It all shouldn't just be heroes. There should be other, people or things being allowed to be in the limelight. And so he basically decided to create the whole thing, the whole rescue team / explorer program, the guild thing. And, well, basically the general baseline of, actual things is, rescue teams. Even to the point where there's entire areas, devoted to, helping with rescue teams. And even, the higher class, to where it actually needs its own name, the explorers, or explorer teams. But just simply more or less known as the explorer rank. Basically, it's rescue team, and then next rank being basically next rank as in title and very much prestige being explorer. Basically, that's happening. Well, basically, another thing Naruto was kind of, involved in is, well, now the Biju are in this world, and they kind of have their own little, like, summoning clan families, are kind of a little bit more chill, now that Naruto basically subdued them with his own power, showing that even with them all there, he's still the most powerful. Most powerful Pokemon, most awesome badass. And Naruto even runs the whole thing. The rescue team, explorer guild, that whole thing. And as for a specific group of three, one fox, one tanuki, and one octopi, basically those three being Keiten, Subi, and Kobanari. And basically, Keiten being one of the foxes, Subi being one of the tanukis, and Kobanari being one of the octopies. And, well, pretty much after that, there are indeed some characters from the previous rescue games, mainly the rescue team games, but some stuff from the explorers may need also appear. Talking about the whole Grovile and the time gear thingy, that was kind of the last part. And maybe even some implications that Izuku might actually be relatively close to Wigglytuff in a certain way. Which indeed the majority don't actually really expect. They never really expect it. It is if it's the truth. Which Kurama knows it's the truth, but not many others know. Because, they just don't openly barge in. I guess you could say the last, whole thing was like a sleepover in between the different clans. Like, basically, Subi, Keiten, and Kobanari are like the prodigies of the different clans. So I guess it was kind of like a clan prodigy sleepover. And they just happened to be the ones to be wrapped in with Izuku as Team Cinnabar, him being the one, in charge of keeping in touch, making sure they're relatively taken care of, well taken care of. And basically christened with the name Team Cinnabar as a reference to Naruto's past as, well, one the humans of that specific world called Mu 3. Though Naruto still decides to announce that name and just goes with Izuku Midoriya because why the hell not? So yeah, basically all of that. Now, basically where we left off from, and where we're going to be starting off now, with not only the entrance exam for UA, but I guess you could indeed say, entrance exam for the Rescue Team Explorers Guild. both the Hero School and the Guild have entrance exams. And basically, whenever considering the UA entrance exam, well, you know, Izuku in canon is smart, and Naruto, he's able to come up with plans like in like a split second. Like, I mean, if he wasn't able to do that, I don't think the whole Demon Windmill Shuriken thing in the Zabza arc would have freaking happened if he wasn't able to do that. So yeah, Naruto's pretty smart. So yeah, he would definitely be able to pass on to the next part, being the practical exam. The practical part of the exam. And well, after that, well, next thing, the practical exam, basically different areas, but still the general is the same, consensus. Robots, 1 pointers, 2 pointers, 3 pointers, and serious contestant here. Next contestant, damn it, Nickelback. Oh, you gotta be so hip and cool. You guys get that reference, you get a virtual cookie. Anyways, the whole 0 pointer thing. Which Izuku being smart, Naruto as Izuku being smart, would definitely indeed know that there was a sort of hidden meaning behind such a thing being there. I mean, if it's worth no points, then why specifically say that it's an obstacle and just stay away from it? What is there to gain in putting someone in there that means nothing? Pretty much. And so, basically, why put something in there that has no actual purpose? So basically, leading to the conclusion that it does have a purpose, and its purpose might just be one of the most interesting purposes of them all. Out of all of the pointer robots, 0 pointer or no, it's still interesting. So basically, as everything starts out, Izuku deciding to basically show off his. Well, Naruto deciding to showing off his power, being like, and then it's just, I'm flying! Just like, smack. Yeah, just freaking playing all Yahtzee, like, you're Jenga. All with all these damn freaking pointer robots. It'd be like a bunch of pointer robots trying to corner him or trying to, overpower him in number, strength the numbers. And he'd just be like, you're Jenga. Boom. And if you guys don't get that reference, but those of you that do get that reference, oh, you're Jenga. For those of you that do get it, you get another virtual cookie. So you got the first reference. I guess you could indeed say that, Naruto decided to brain toss their asses in the air. Yeah, see. And if you get that reference, you definitely get the virtual cookie. You'd be freaking virtual cookie monsters. Oh, good God, don't need any of that. No, thank you, sir. Basically, Naruto's not freaking deaf, so he wouldn't hear someone screaming for help. And, well, Naruto would just be like, what, why? And it was to see that this girl trapped under rubble, and the zero pointer was about to freaking stomp like a trump right on her. In Soviet Russia, stomp Trump you, Mother Russia. Oh my god. Russian jokes are hilarious. I don't care what anybody says, but those kind of jokes, they're hilarious. Anyways, Naruto basically going over there and being like, stopping the zero pointers, freaking, and he pulls an eyes and like with one freaking finger stops the zero pointer's foot. And it would just be like, mm, that ain't gonna be tolerated, buddy. And it's just like, and it's like a Fusro Da. It's like, collides in with a freaking model city and just like f's up the zero pointer so damn bad that it can't even function anymore. To the point where Netsu's trying so hard to control the damn thing that it freaking explodes via overheating the system, like overriding it. Oh, and plus, Naruto has decided to prank Principal Netsu by basically supercharging the systems, already supercharging them, basically giving them the ultimate bear hug, supercharging the systems with psychic freaking energy. I was like, Eureka. Yeah. Naruto kind of would be kind of basking in the light of freaking sparks flying everywhere. As to be, enjoying himself. And then, Naruto realized that the timer was about to go off. Basically, we decided to pull some hedgehog bullshit and start to create turn his tail into a freaking spring and boom, like shoot himself through there at the last second. You know, dramatic, I guess, exit or intro. Which one would it be? This would be a dramatic something because he was just like flying like a rocket. Like extreme flexibility. Oh my god. Basically, he would have actually been moving so fast that they wouldn't actually been able to know. And then when I basically seen the part whenever he basically grabbed a Chaco, took her to recover girl, and then blitzed so fast that they didn't actually realize that it had happened until the footage was slowed down by like times freaking four. That'd be like times freaking four slow down just to even barely catch like a glimpse of a blur of just shooting by. And unfortunately for Ochako, this basically makes her look like Carlito for the rest of the day. And for those of you that get that reference, you get the freaking entire cookie jar of virtual cookies. A little hint: he spits in the face of people who don't want to be cool. You know, I spit in the face of people who don't want to be cool. Yeah, that shit. Leaving Ochako looking like Carlito for the rest of the day. Oh boy. And then basically after that whole thing, Izuku basically going back to his house. Basically, now all he has to do is basically wait. That's whenever he remembers, oh yeah, that thing about, oh wait, shit. Damn it, divorced the guild again? Oh yeah, it's right next to UA. I especially requested that. Oh shit! Boom! It's like Sonic freaking boom. Like, here, I'll show you. Whoosh! Like Fustro Dodd out of there. It's like a freaking 44. Like, like a Crisis on Infinite Earths. Whole level of shit. Holy shot. Sight. So basically, now basically to explain everything that our other little main characters were doing while Izuku was doing his whole little test. Naruto has Izuku. Basically, Naruto going through the whole little entrance exam. Basically, their whole entrance exam is more or less like a fake rescue mission. Basically, there's someone who's basically been put in a situation, where guaranteed that if the people taking the test aren't able to rescue, someone will indeed, use some sort of. I forget what the name of the orbs are. I think it's called Wigglytuff orbs. Use the orb to basically teleport in and then teleport out with them, just in case it gets way too close for comfort. And so basically, with the person, keeping in mind that, there is going to be somebody with a Wigglytuff orb, and will basically get them out of there, get them out of Dodge before it gets too freaking, real for our comfort zone. So it's more or less simulated danger. But K10 and freaking Subi and Kaminari, they don't know that. They actually think that this is a serial situation. Like, it was specifically, like, Wigglytuff specifically said not to tell them about the fact that he's even the one who has the Wigglytuff orb because, Wigglytuff orb, all makes sense. So basically, yeah. So basically, not tell them about the fact that she has a Wigglytuff orb to save a person if shit gets too damn real. However, the problem is person slash Pokemon or whatever. Basically, the little buddy, who didn't really sign up for this, but still thought it might be a little bit cool to, be help. Didn't really know where they were going to help in, but, he's like, I've been in worse situations. Looks like nobody told Diglett that what this situation was actually going to entail. Basically, Wigglytuff got the, Kecleons to basically disguise themselves as, scary monsters. But then out of nowhere, like, little, device to, stay connected with the Kecleons through the entire thing. And also be able to listen to K10, Subi, and Combinary just to make sure that nothing gets too damn real. And all of a sudden, the connection with the Kecleons gets cut off. But right before that happens, you hear them scream bloody freaking murder right before it just gets cut off. And we were just like, oh shit. But, Wigglytuff about to use that damn Wigglytuff orb. Basically, whenever Wigglytuff gets to the place where, the special volunteer, Diglett, is supposed to be, Diglett is not there. And basically, whenever the Kecleons come to, they basically tell Wigglytuff that it's Skarmory again. Yes, that's right. I told you that there were going to be characters from the Mystery Dungeon games. And I did not lie. Skarmory and Diglett again. Skarmory yet again has taken Diglett. And this time, it seemed like it was only really cranky, not because of any noises, but because it was hungry. Like whenever you get a little hungry, stuff starts to look like a lot similar to certain foods. You start to lose a little bit of your sight and you start to hallucinate, thinking things are thinking they're not. Things are things they're not. Basically, scum right off with Diglett. So I guess we could safely say that Skarmory is the only Pokemon that knows what Diglett's feet look like, because it's always carrying it away. Basically, Skarmory mistaking Diglett for a corn dog. Basically mistaking it for a corn dog. And, Skarmory, whenever you're hungry, you're hungry. So, Skarmory thinking Diglett's a corn dog, swooping right in, bird of prey as it is, and taking Diglett, thinking real still, thinking that it's a corn dog. It's not because it's cranky because of noises or any sort of eruptions in the earth. It's because it's freaking starving. And basically, this causes Wigglytuff to not only panic, but then begin to wonder why it wouldn't just, hunt normally. Like, this just seems way too freaking. This just seems way too damn weird. Like, what is up? There's something not right here, besides the fact that Diglett is going to get eaten. Something doesn't seem right. Skarmory should have plenty of different, food sources around where it lives. It should have plenty of food to go around. So why would it basically starve itself until it became in delirium to the point where it thought Diglett was a corn dog? Why would it even want a corn dog? In the first place. Why would it even, starve itself to this point in the first place? Just way too many things are not adding up. Basically, whenever K10 and Subi and Kabaneri are just about to get to the point where, Wigglytuff and the Kecleons are at, the point where Diglett's supposed to be, they notice something that may just be the culprit for why Skarmory, did what it did. A certain problem. Basically, something that seems to actually be connected towards Mount Steel, which is basically Skarmory's normal, stomping grounds. Basically, the MHA, world's equivalent to Mount Steel. What, its equivalent to Mount Steel would be. So just a random ass mountain in Japan. Or at least something that looked like enough like a mountain in Japan. So yeah, basically something like connecting to that area, long enough to connect and deep enough to actually cause some problems if a certain someone or something did a certain something. involving that special connection. In other words, basically, if you guys remember the season 1 of the anime, the episode with Snorlax in it, basically, no, there was no damn food. Fresh, Misty, and Brock were because a Snorlax was blocking the stream. And it's basically the same thing, but it's not a Pokemon, which is the freaking reason, you know. Pokemon is not the reason for the blockade in the stream. And technically, this is basically the cause of the Pokemon that Skarmory would normally hunt down and eat to basically veto the area, not really desiring, starving to death. And by the time that Skarmory actually got towards the area where this was all starting from, it was so hungry it literally became confused and in delirium, so that it didn't even know that it could leave. It was literally confused as all hell. It just now freaking left and decided, it spotted a Diglett. We'll look at the freaking corn dog. It thought it was a corn dog. Corn dog's already dead, so it can't really, leave. Can't really hide from you. So easy prey, easy meal. Finally, at least. Well, you guys may be wondering if it's not a Pokemon that started the flow, that helped with producing food for the Pokemon that Skarmory would normally eat. Then what stopped the flow? I'll tell you what stopped the flow. Apparently, get this, guys, get this. The little stream area that connects from the area that they're at and the area that Skarmory, the closest thing that it knows to look like Mount Steel. Basically, that area is also connected to another area. That area being the Beast Forest. And guess what team of heroes lives in the Beast Forest? At least an agency there. The Wow Pussycats. It turns out, in a fight against a villain that they were trying to take down, well, I forget which one it was. I think it was Pixie Bob who had the ability to create the fissures. Basically, she used her quirk near an area that was basically a part of the access to the stream, basically causing it to collapse. And several more collapses down the road. So yeah, because of Pixie Bob, as I think it's Pixie Bob who has the fissure or thing. So yeah, basically, it was all because of a whole villain thing. It's more of just a random ass villain that really had a quirk that was just more like a convenience than really anything to be all proud about. It's all because of that happened. I still think it's Pixie Bob who has the one with the fissure creating quirk. Basically, because of that is why there's become the several blockades from the natural stream. And only through stopping all the blockades, getting rid of them, can the stream begin to flow again, and the Pokemon originally from Mount Steel will eventually come back. And Starmie will no longer be freaking dying of hunger. Well, it's either that or Diglett gets it. So basically, whenever K10, Subi, and Kabaneri are told about these whole blockades, Basically, I basically got to call Naruto up to basically inform the whole thing about like the changes. And basically, Wigglytuff said that if they're able to do this, complete the new objective, that they will indeed be able to become a rescue team. And well, it was just called to verify, basically verify things. So yeah, basically, if they're able to stop the problem of the whole, blockades for the stream, basically that's their new objective. They will indeed become a Rescue Team Cinnabar. And basically, Naruto's just like, really tough. What's up about this? You're usually not like this. Usually you would consider their safety. Uh, then again, okay, fine, damn it. Just let them know that I'm thinking about them. And that I want them to stay safe and not do anything stupid. Not do anything that I wouldn't do. And Tough is like, okay, honey. I'm like, yeah. And it pretty much confirms it. They got sweet spots for each other. But hey, Naruto's pretty much a Pokemon. Wigglytuff is actually a Pokemon. So it's not that weird. It's basically Wigglytuff basically hanging up on the call, basically verifying that the mission is an okay. An okay. And so the arduous trek to find the multiple blockades to basically release the stream so that Mount Steel won't be so damn barren. That's the area around Mount Steel. And basically, K10 just being like, well, anybody have any ideas? And Subi would just be like, hmm. And Covenant would be like, well, honestly, I don't really know. Can't really tell what exactly we're supposed to do to be able to get rid of not just one, but multiple brigades within the stream. And they were walking the stream. Basically, Subi is just like, you're both idiots, you know that. What did Naruto tell us was the most destructive element from what we can draw from? Basically, K10 and Cabaneri, basically just now, they would just like say it, finally just now remembering, basically being like, the wind element! So being like, exactly, and what am I really freaking good at, just like the rest of my kind, rest of my clan? Including the boss, Pops. And K10 like, Pops like, and Komanari like, Pops like, and Subi would be like, yes, Pops like Shukaku. Oh my god, you two are so damn dense. Anyways, yes, being the most destructive element, it should be able to help with blowing away all the blockades. Now, see them? Now, you don't. Basically, we'll just be like, like wind bullet. Shoot. And all of a sudden, you would just see the blockades just got freaking annihilated. Because even from a little tiny Tanuki, the freaking wind bullet, any sort of like a member of Shakaku's clan are freaking vicious as hell. But now, because of the power of the wind, it seems that there had become an avalanche, basically of a bunch of mountain heads that they did not see before. Yes, basically, due to the massive eruption of wind, basically, now the mountain's falling down. And they're just like, oh, shit. And so, basically, in order to deal with this, what are they going to do now? And Subi's just like, you guys know we can't do a BG bomb. It takes too much chakra. And if we were to all do a BG bomb at once, basically everything would come down on us. And Kaiten and Covenary can't really deny what Subi is saying is true. It is true. And so basically, they all look to each other, and well, like, okay, collaboration technique. Secret art collaboration technique. The secret art collaboration technique. Rescue Team 1. Like a friggin' Koopa Troopers, like friggin' Koopa Bros. Like how they just stack up on top of each other for a special attack. And then basically combination 1. And basically they'll be like, on the bottom there will be Subi, and Subi would just be like, Kamederachi Jutsu. And, the next one being Kabanari, being like, oh, False Darkness Jutsu. And basically, Keiten being like, Sage Fireball Jutsu. And basically, the combination of the Sage Fireball, the False Darkness, and the Kametachi Jutsu, that Kametachi. The Sickle Weasel technique thing. Basically, the combination of all three of those basically hits the mountain and blasts it into nothing. So, yeah. The combination technique is actually pretty sweet. They call it combination 1, though. Cinnabar's, like Team Cinnabar's combination technique. Collaboration technique. Collaboration technique 1. And, well, after all that, basically, the stream would come back. And David would be saved. Because Skarmory would no longer be freaking starving. And so, yeah, basically, Team Cinnabar still, freaking passes the exam. Their exam, their old test thing. And so they are officially made a rescue team. And even have their own rescue team badges showing that they are a rescue team. And at the end of the day, once Naruto finally getting the exception letter, that he had passed and all that, but he freaking Ragnarok the house with his high score. Basically, he wasn't being, expecting this, but, you know, somebody would indeed drop by, and the form of basically knocking on his window, and he'd be like, "Who is it?" And basically like, maybe if you turn up the blinds, you know. And basically, lifting the blinds up, I mean like, I heard that voice from anywhere. I knew it was you. And basically, be like, liar. Well, I knew it was me because I said something. And basically like, like popping out the cheeks. And basically, you know, Naruto just like, oh, don't be that way, babe. And Wigglytuff would just be like, then don't call me babe. Besides, we haven't gotten that far out yet. Far in. And Naruto basically just be like, oh, come on. Wigglytuff. I have a problem with the three youngsters as it is. I swear to God, if they start talking about Ratatas, our main percentage of all Ratatas, top percentage, whatever, I will freaking. And just like, well, it was just like, hello, Earth 2, Psychic Kitty. And I would just be like, Psychic Kitty? Oh, you watched that, didn't you? Well, your punishment for embarrassing me. And Willie Tiff would be like, maybe I should embarrass you more then. I'm definitely not expecting that. And Naruto would just be like, I wouldn't bet my life on anything like that. Now, quit with the pouty face. You're all more adorable with your smile on. Wigglytuff. And Wigglytuff was being like, well, you do indeed know what this means, Naruto. And Naruto's like, well, of course I know what it means, Wigglytuff. I wouldn't have let them, join up if I didn't know what this meant. And Wigglytuff would just be like, so you still allowed them to do this, even though you knew how dangerous it could possibly actually be? And Naruto would be like, well, nothing ventured, nothing gained. And besides, I made a promise that I would never let that happen ever again. And you know me. I, or at least originally was, Naruto Uzumaki. And Naruto Uzumaki never breaks his promises. That's his Nendo, his ninja way. Believe it. And Naruto would just be like, what if I don't believe it? And basically, Naruto just like embracing Naruto and be like, is that enough for you? There. You happy? Is that enough for you? And Naruto being like, he'd just be like, say one thing only, more. And basically, just like, there's a damn more. And Naruto's like, first, who does this precious wiggly toughness belong to? Come on, I'm waiting. And Wigglytuff was like, oh, it's all yours, Naruto-kun. It's all yours. That's all. And basically, Naruto would be like, well then, let's get this started already. Anyways, thanks for giving me a chance. I know how hurt it make you feel about the whole thing, but I promise I have the best of intentions, and I in no way intend on letting the offspring of my closest friends suffer and die, especially die in vain or die at all. And basically, Lolita will be like, "Oh, I'm making it so sad." Mm. And Naruto would just be like, "Ah, damn it, Lisa, why do you gotta be so damn cute? Especially when you're sleeping. Okay, come here. Nice and covered, nice and comfy." Like, what the? He just gets pulled closer. Wait, I'm so close that I can. There's a boom, 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 boom. I can hear your heartbeat. As if that boy knows you're alive. Knows that you're alive. I can use this. All that matters now is the fact that it is indeed a good thing that I know how to work these Wigglytuff orbs. It's a good way to ensure that you're never seen by Mom. Actually, last time I checked, Izuku, like, Inko wasn't a character. Let's say it was kind of like a foster care thing, like, yeah, that kind of have to have like a parent, like some form of parental guardian. Basically, it was sort of cautionary thing. You know, it's a good thing I have these really tough orbs, you know, just to get you back, you know. Also, you know, because you need to do your job. So basically, they'd be all snuggled up together. Oh, and if you're wondering about the little peeping toms, you know, Biju that being K10, Sui, and Gobaneri, oh, don't worry. It'll be a special punishment if they decide to be all peeping tomming up in this house. What Naruto is basically getting. You know, something that he has never got, really. True genuine feeling that he's truly loved. You know, at one time he did generally feel like he had finally got it, but then everything happened that happened, and then he felt lost, and now finally he actually believes he's finally truly got it and that it won't run away from him this time. That he won't have to continue on chasing it this time. This is truly, finally, real, genuine love. So yeah, that's basically what I've decided where I'm going to end up part two. So yeah, let's bring this one on you. Doses!